Welcome to Manga Historian. Today we're going to talk about the differences between the manga and the anime versions of Berserk. We're only going to highlight some of the biggest ones. First, we have the encounter with Wild. If you've been watching our videos and are asking yourself, well, who's Wild? Well, Benny called him Willade in the video, but his actual name is Wild, so we're just gonna kind of roll with that. Wild was the leader of the Black Dog Knights, who are a band of criminals employed by the King of Midland to fight the 100-Year War. Volume 11 of the manga introduces us to Wild and his members shortly after Guts rescues Griffith from the Tower of Rebirth. They are sent to find and kill the Hawks after the king learns of their escape. The Black Dog Knights weren't very organized and the Hawks took care of them pretty quickly. However, what everyone found out was that Wild was the glue holding them together. In that volume, we get a bit of backstory about Wild. We learn that after winning a battle to determine his freedom, he was granted the ability to fight on Midland's behalf by the king. At that point, Wild was already an apostle and could change his form just like that of the others. Aside from Zod, there weren't many other enemies of this caliber for Guts to fight. Guts had to dig deep in order to win this fight. And we even get to see some action from Casca, which is a nice touch. In the end, Zod ends up defeating Wild, and the characters get to see what happens to an apostle when they die. This part of the story was not in either the 1997 anime nor the Golden Age arc movies, which makes this a little special edition that only manga readers can enjoy. Next is the appearance of the Baki Raka. Silat was the only one of them to make an appearance in any one of the films. During the escape from the Tower of Rebirth with Griffith and his crew, Guts and the rest end up escaping through a sewer system, but not before the Baki Raka attack. This whole section was never animated in any series, and is exclusive to the manga. During this encounter, the princess takes a hit for Griffith. And even though he just got out of a torture chamber, Griffith shows that he still has what it takes to be a leader and helps the gang escape from the tunnels and the Baki Raka. The movie skips this part completely and continues on afterwards, where the team asks for help from the villagers, who happily help them. Interestingly enough, all of this happens right before the introduction of the Black Dog Knights, which are also omitted. The Baki Raka portion wasn't as bad in terms of censorship material, and since this particular fight with the Baki Raka doesn't have a huge bit of story significance, that may be the reason it was omitted, just basically to save time. It was a nice addition to the rescue of Griffith, and it made the whole encounter feel much more dangerous than it did in the movies and the series. If you're interested in watching this fight, you can find it in our video playlist of Berserk. Next is the arc ending. In the 1997 anime, the series ended right after Guts has his eye gouged out during the eclipse, while the movie is the only part of the series that is shown to the end of the actual arc. The latest version of the Berserk anime only shows small visions, much like the manga does, of the events that happened during the eclipse, giving viewers that have not read the manga or watched the movies a sense of mystery. After the eclipse, some spooky things happen and Casca ends up giving birth to a demon child. After escaping the eclipse with the help of the Skull Knight, Casca and Guts are taken to a cave where they wake up shortly thereafter. Casca has basically lost her mind and Guts really doesn't know how to deal with it. So after fighting in a field with some spooky ghosts and the Skull Knight, Casca also follows, and then gives birth to a demon baby. This scene has more significance than some might realize. Guts pretty much just had everything taken from him. His eye, his friends, his arm, and the sanity of the person that he loved. Now the child that he would have had with Casca was tainted by a demon god, and birthed prematurely, ultimately haunting Guts until the demon child fulfilled its purpose and was fused into Griffith's new form. Neither the 1997 anime nor the movie included the actual birth of the demon child. The next one is pretty interesting, as they changed the series of events with this character in the manga to the anime. Before the 2016 anime, the Keeper of the Hounds fight was omitted completely. In the manga, the Keeper of the Hounds was the demon that attacked Guts at Goto's workshop, and is the first time we see Guts use the Dragon Slayer. While in the 2016 anime, Guts fights the Keeper in a mansion after the events with the demon dogs and Farnese. The Keeper is angry at Guts for killing the demon dogs, and they begin to fight. It's also after this fight and in the same mansion where Farnese gets a little friendly with Guts, and not outside in the open like it was in the manga. And those are some of the biggest changes from the anime to manga. Some things didn't even make it into the anime series. There are some smaller ones, such as Griffith's deduction that the King of Midland lusts for his daughter, and the sexual assault of his daughter by the king in the manga. We'd like to know what you think in the comments. What sort of Berserk stuff would you like us to talk about in future videos? And as always, we invite you to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget, you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Mangastorian. We'll see you guys in the next video.